guys, it's Lynn here. Hope everybody's having an incredible day. Now guys, this is the second day of us working in the plant grow room. Now, first of all, apologies for the grainy video. I'm looking at this now for the camera and it's very grainy. The reason being it's an overcast day today. And the lighting is not the best in here. With this particular camera, it does better when I'm outdoors or in very bright light. As you can see, this is a south-facing window, and when the sun comes out, it does get lots of sun. The sun comes right back into the room. But because, obviously, in Ireland, we don't get the most sunniest of weather, we are, me and Hans are going to be putting also grow lights in here, which Hans is knowledgeable about, so stay tuned for the future video when we put the grow lights up. But first of all, this is just putting all the plants away. They are going to be overwintering, so they're going to be getting enough light to overwinter as such. It's just that I do think because a lot of the plants, depending on where they all go, maybe sort of halfway back into the room, we may have additional lighting on just to help them overwinter on just enough to make them form chlorophyll and to help them rest. But as I say, cacti and succulents, the good thing about them, you don't really want to encourage them to grow in the winter because it's purely overwintering. But as you can see, it's an absolute mess at the moment. Plants everywhere. These are all plants that we're going to be selling on to people. So, and all this on here is everywhere. Loads of seedlings, as you can see. These are the little baby saguaro seeds that Keith Groovyman 1968 gifted us. Look at the size of them now. They're doing remarkable. And these are Austrocylindria puntia salmianas. These are what we grew from the little shoots, from the fruits, as they say. And these are doing well. Again, these are all going to be future selling for our cacti and succulent plant nursery that we're going to be having here. And guys, because we have so much to do, and it is obviously coming up to the winter now, it's sort of early autumn, it looks like by the time we get ourselves on our feet and get ourselves together, it's more likely possibly going to be the springtime before we open our nursery. We are hopefully going to be selling online, selling seeds and cuttings and things like that. So we'll keep you all informed. Obviously, at the moment, it's just sort of getting ourselves settled in here and getting everything put away and overwintered the best for the winter. Now, if you guys, apparently my website is down at the moment. I actually started working on it before I moved over up to Northern Ireland, and I haven't had a chance to do anything with it, so it is still down. So if you happen to go onto it, bear with me. I've got loads of new stuff to put up onto the website, including a shop, which we're going to be putting on there. We just have not had a chance to do anything. As you see, the house move has been priority, and putting the plants away. As you see, there's more up there. So again, apologies for the grainy video. I hope you can understand what I'm saying, and I'm going to show you what it looks like after I put these plants away, and obviously in between putting them away. So let's get going then, shall we, guys? Now, these 4 big euphorbias here, I'm actually thinking of putting into our kitchen downstairs because we have an amazing, huge south-facing kitchen window. Now, normally, obviously, with cacti and succulents, I always say about keeping them cool to overwinter them. But with euphorbias, they do like a much warmer temperatures, sort of a minimum, really, of about 10. So hopefully it will never get that cold in our kitchen at that degree, especially with all the cooking and everything. So, and because they don't really, euphorbias do flower, but these particular ones I've got are nothing really showy. So if they're kept ideally warmer than ideal to overwinter, as long as they're kept dry, they shouldn't really continue to grow. But I think I'm going to do a nice little display downstairs in the kitchen with these beauties. So I'm going to take these down now and rearrange them and see how they're going to look. Now, I've brought all the 4 big euphorbias downstairs into the kitchen window, and I'm going to show you what I've done. I think it's a little bit of a change of plan. Instead of carrying on in here, I'm going to be starting on the windowsill in the kitchen because there's a lot of room there for some of the bigger plants, such as this euphorbia here. I'm going to do a really nice display, and then I'll be left with mostly the smaller ones and the ones that we're all propagating for the grow room here. So I'm going to be bringing some of them down now into the kitchen windowsill, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when I've rearranged it all. Now this is the kitchen windowsill. As you can see, it's a lovely big large window, and I've put some of the big large euphorbias in the window here. I'm going to be putting some of the smaller ones in between. And sadly I just noticed my Buddha's Temple Crassula that I repotted a couple of months ago has sadly not made it with the move. Now the good news is I've obviously took the rotten part away and letting it callus over, and it should reroot, because Crassula does root easily enough. So fingers crossed I'll be able to reroot this again and treat it as a cut-in. But sad, we're lucky that with the move we haven't really lost any plants as such. This is the first one I've noticed, but it may have been rotting anyway. But there's the window that I'm going to be working on. And then I'm going to be putting the euphorbias now. This is Obesa. And the other euphorbia here. I'm going to do a nice little selection of a few different ones here with the stapelias as well, and the huneas and the hoodeas and the euphorbias. Now that's the kitchen windowsill done. I brought the ones down from the plant room that I thought would look lovely in the windowsill here. And these are going to get plenty of sun. So it's a south facing window. And I've got the big tall euphorbias I've put into the corners of the window here. As you can see, the big guys, so it looks very dramatic. And then I put a selection of different succulents, mainly euphorbias and some hunea there, and stapelia, Pereskia cactus, and the air plants as well. This was a wonderful gift from the late Josh, which is wonderful. And also this is the beautiful Pereskia that I'm growing for Josh, for the Grow It for Josh project here on YouTube for Rachel at Garden It Duenza. And as you can see, Rachel, it is absolutely flourishing. And this other patchy podium here, look at that. This was the one that Hans cut the top off because it went sort of dead at the top. I think it had a case of spider mite last year and it hadn't recovered, and Hans cut it off, and look at the amazing growth now, guys. If you haven't seen the video where we cut the top of this plant off, you must watch it. The link's up above. You'll not believe what it looked like then and what it looks like now. It is just absolutely flourishing. That, by the way, outside is a Brasilia Apuntia. We've got it outside because it's too large for the polytunnel, and obviously we're going to be bringing that into the plant room to overwinter within the next month. And we've got a Pilocereus out there. And guys, if you're not familiar with oil tanks here in Ireland, this big green thing out the window is actually an oil tank, which forms a central heating. Because a couple of you asked, what's that big green thing in the garden? And they're not talking about the polytunnel. And some more beautiful stapelia here. This is Hans's, and absolutely beautiful for flowering. And look, it's actually forming another bud as well. Now, we may probably turn this round the other way so it's facing the sunshine, but the sun does come all the way in, so it's good to see flowers forming and buds again still at this time of year. This is a lovely orchid that Rachel, the Garden It Duenza, gifted to me as well. So that's doing really well. And a hunea there, and some more euphorbia. And that's the window in the kitchen done anyway. And now I'm going to finish off now in the plant room. Now that's all the arrangement done in the plant room on the windowsill here. I'll show you what I've got. I've got some of the Lophophoras here in the window, and the Matacana. This is Hans's beautiful Matacana here. And a selection of different plants. We've got some Austrocylindra Puntias salmiana, which is these wacky cactus in the window here. It's amazing. It has the most beautiful tiny little white flowers as well. This is a cutting that Hans brought over. He brought over the little tiny shoots from his original plant, and they've taken really well. Look at that. And this is a beautiful mellow cactus that Hans grew himself from seed. And selection of a few little different things. Eubomania there as well, and different Lophophoras. And these amazing little cacti, these are actually hand grown from seed that I grew back in 2015. Yes, it must be 2 years ago now. And these were gifted to me by my wonderful friend Bruce from Arizona, that he got from his own plant. So thank you, Bruce. You can see these Pinocereus gregis are growing absolutely amazing. I adore them. They're gorgeous. So we've got them here. They're going to be getting lots of sunshine on this window. And that's them in there. So mainly sort of a lot of the Lophophora types and some of the seedlings in the window there. Now I've just got all of this to go through and sort out. The plant table, which I'm going to be moving in front of the window here. I've got the trays already, and then going to be put a nice little display on there, and I'll just show you the ones on the floor also are going to be coming on there, and hopefully I'd love to get this finished by tonight, but if not, I'm going to be carrying on Sunday morning. But that's both window sills downstairs and upstairs done, and let's get going with the 900 million plants left. Guys, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? This is my Hoya linearis in flower, guys. And it's been sort of coping in a position that's not ideal. It's been away from the window a little bit here, but it's still managed to flower. It was all in bud when we moved, and even though it's packed up in the box for over a week, and it still formed the buds. Isn't it beautiful? And they actually smell like neroli. It's a beautiful smell to it as well. So I'm pleased that it's managed to flower despite being boxed up for the week during the move. And just a few more little flowers there. So pretty. And this as well. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? That's all that's the table up, and I've got a load of black trays on the table to collect water, so water doesn't go onto the table and obviously onto the floor. And also by doing this, it saves on having to use lots of saucers, so it saves on space. So I've got the blank canvas now, so now the dilemma is how I'm going to rearrange all of these plants on here where it looks the most aesthetically pleasing, obviously. So let's get started. Now, guys, I've done a lot, and it's probably about 5:30 now. As you can see, it's starting to get dark. Apologies again for the very, very grainy video footage. It's very grainy looking on this camera here because the light's starting to drop, and it's not the best for picking up the sharpness when the light is like this. But I hope you can get a bit of an idea of what I've done so far. Now, I've obviously put a lot of them onto the table, but I'm going to be rearranging it again. I've rearranged it about 5 or 6 different times. I want it to look the most aesthetically nice looking. As I say, this is really our plant room where we're going to be overwintering these ones that are not cold hardy enough for the polytunnel. And obviously we've got young seedlings here. Got a lot of the little seedlings that we've been growing over the past couple of years. They are doing really, really well. And as I say, there's a few there that need potting up, that cuttings and everything like that. But so far so good. It's starting to take shape, as you can see. I have the dragon fruits hanging up, and it's starting to get a bit more organised now. And obviously what we're going to be doing when it is all put away properly, and determined to get that finished tomorrow, guys, then we're going to be putting up some grow lights that Hans has got over the top for additional lighting. And as I say, that when the sun comes through, it lights up the whole of this room, and it comes way back. So possibly okay, but we do probably get a few days of dull, sunless weather. We'll probably put the lights on for a bit of additional light as well, just to help the plants during the winter. So guys, join me again for tomorrow, where I'm going to be finishing off completely this plant room then, and it'll all be done. The plants will all be in their new homes for their winter quarters anyway, until the springtime. So guys, thanks so much for your amazing support for both me and Hans and our channels. And if you haven't subscribed to Hans, my wonderful fiance's gardening and cacti and succulent channel, please do go ahead and subscribe. Links up above to his channel. And we're going to be sharing a lot of videos of and how-tos, and Hans is very, very good with outdoor gardening too, so he's going to be doing a lot to the front garden, which we haven't shown you yet. He's going to be doing a lot of things in there. So guys, I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons of plant power, as always, from Northern Ireland. Until the next video, guys, bye.